So let's talk about now, what are the 2 steps that allow you to charge higher price tags? One of the things that I think that is so sad, that when people come to me, they've been taught by numerous coaches that they have to charge high ticket prices. But a lot of them are new to the industry and they don't have the experience, they don't have the mindset, and some people just really struggle to charge high ticket prices and to charge more, especially if they've never been paid high ticket amounts, or they've never even earned anything, or they're new to the industry. Okay, so let's talk about the 2 steps that it actually takes to be able to charge high ticket prices. The number one thing is, how many of you would love to be able to charge, instead of like $200, you could charge $500 or $1,000, or even get it up to $2,000? I remember one lady that I met on LinkedIn, okay, and she wanted to charge $2,000 a month for her program. And that's awesome. I have no problems with whatever price tag you want to charge, as long as it's justifiable and you have the experience to deliver on the results, right? But this lady wanted to charge $2,000 a month for a podcast repurposing service. Here's the problem though. When I asked her, when she had paid $2,000, just $2,000 for a program, let alone $2,000 a month, she said that she'd bought a program once for $2,000, but it was a waste of money and she refunded. Can you see how there may be an energetic misalignment then, if you have a mindset issue that paying $2,000 is a waste of money, or it was a waste of time, or you've refunded on it, right? So the number one way that you can charge more is to pay the price tag. Now, you've heard experts say this all the time. It's in a massive way that they get you to buy their programs, right? But literally, this is true. When you haven't paid a price tag, you don't know the internal feelings. You don't know the thought patterns. You don't know the objections that could come up, that came up for you. So you struggle to handle objections that come up in regards to money, because you have an internal belief maybe that $2,000 was too much, or you wouldn't pay it yourself, right? So when we come from a frequency of truth that we want to charge $5,000, or we want to even get up to charging $5,000, right? Then when we come from a frequency of truth that you have paid it yourself, right? Then you can understand what people feel. You can understand the objections, the internal things, the external things that become objections because you've been through it yourself, right? Just paying the price tag, though, is not necessarily a way for you to be able to charge more. So the second part of this I wanted to talk on is, I remember when I first did a proposal for a $21,000 client, I was literally shaking as I wrote the proposal, because I had never charged $21,000 in my life, but she had gotten a business grant, so she had the ability to spend $21,000. So I had never paid the price tag myself, so I had to rely on the second step here. And this is the most important part, and that is you grow into the price tag, right? But Faith, I need to have a high ticket offer. This is what I hear people saying to me all the time. But how many of you have ever tried to sell a high ticket offer, even when you have paid that price tag, right? Or you've done calls, but you still have a low conversion rate, right? And it's very demoralizing for the large majority of people, and they end up quitting just simply because they don't have the sales skills yet, and the conversion rate is so low. They quit thinking that they're not good enough or they're not smart enough, where in fact what I believe is that we don't start with high ticket, we grow into high ticket, right? Even if you've paid the price tag, I believe it's something that you grow into, right? And you choose a price based on certainty. Like if you are new in your business, you might start at $500, and we can build belief in that offer based on the inclusions, which we talk about in the Business Accelerator Bootcamp, and we also talk about it live when you come to the workshop, right? Now, we never do free beta stuff. Like, this is the thing that people tell you all the time. Do a free call to a free beta. Hells no. The thing that I have learned is if people don't put money in the game, they are not good testimonials anyway, right? But if you are a newbie, charging $500 has a lot less energetic misalignment, like you don't feel so yuck about it, because $500 is an easy price tag. It has very low objections, right? Now, you might be someone that you can build the certainty. Now, confidence, I believe, is something that comes with time, right? As we start to sell, we gain confidence. As we gain mastery in our workshops and in our money-making things, we gain confidence, right? $1,000 price tag you can grow into with certainty based on the inclusions. So you might charge $1,000 and then you slowly increase it. When I first ran my Business Accelerator Bootcamp, I charged $500. The next time I ran it, because I now had learned lessons from it, I now put extra resources in it. I now knew what needed to be stripped as it caused overwhelm. I raised it to $1,000. The next time that I ran it, I raised it to $1,111, which was too hard to say fast. So I've now incrementally raised it again, right? So this allows you, as you gain experience in the program, as you gain mastery, as you see where people get stuck, and when you have more worksheets, you can grow into it and you can expand your offer. But a lot of people start by charging too much in the beginning, and they don't necessarily have the value yet at the level they are to be able to justify the price tag. The other thing is they've been taught they need to charge high ticket prices and have 6 or 12-month programs. And I don't know if you've ever tried to run a 6 or 12-month program, but it does your head in. It is complicated. People drop out. It is not ideal for beginners. And that's why we talk about in the workshop, when you're live, we talk about time compression and how you can actually earn what is equivalent to high ticket pricing, but do it incrementally throughout your system, rather than trying to charge $5,000 up front where you don't necessarily have the sales skills, when maybe you haven't built the value to justify a $5,000 price tag. So it's a thing that you can grow into. So I wanted to just talk to you about this because it's actually really massive. So one of the things that I would love for you to do is to sit down for a second with a piece of paper and pen. And how many of you 100% know that you could easily charge $1,000 energetically, not feel bad about it, have it come from a frequency of truth, if you knew the inclusions were worth $1,000 and that the results that you were getting were worth $1,000, right? In the workshop, when you're live with us, we're going to go through and map out a way for you to have a method that gets tangible results for people so that you can get that certainty. But if it's something that you are not sure about right now, what price tag could you have 100% certainty, right? This is where it comes from, coming from a frequency of truth, promising results that you haven't achieved, or charging a price tag that you've never charged. It becomes a misalignment and it creates imposter syndrome for a lot of people, right? We want to be an embodiment of our own results and our own investments, and we also want results that we can deliver. Otherwise, we start to get a bad name, okay? And remember, your vibe and your energetics is a frequency. And when people can feel your hesitation in your pricing and your offers, it lowers your conversion rate. So you are better to start at a price tag that you have 100% rock certainty in than you are to start at a higher price tag and your tonality and you have fear around selling it and delivering it and all of that kind of stuff, right? And this is the truth. You can grow into higher price tags, and some people grow into higher price tags much faster than others. It's a process, but you got this. Okay, bye for now.